Hey, welcome to Wiiview. It's good to be back with episode 2. We're in my bedroom now because I didn't want to film against a grey background again. Also, I need a haircut. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about a video game. Let's get the obvious out of the way. Kirby's Epic Yarn is freaking adorable. Everything in the game is made out of wool, fabric, and a bunch of other craft stuff. The textures are really well done, and everything looks so cozy and comfy. And there's so much attention to detail too. The fabric behaves like actual fabric, enemies unravel when you kill them, you can see the stitching on a bunch of the fabric-based objects. It's such a pretty game, and the closer you look, the better it gets. Also, the soundtrack is incredible. It's mostly piano, with a few other simple instruments, and the melodies are so pleasant to listen to. It reminds me of watching Play School as a kid. Now that I think about it, so does the craft-inspired art style. Kirby's Epic Yarn is basically just Play School, the video game. Anyone watching this who isn't Australian is going to have no idea what I'm talking about. It's nostalgic for me. Let's leave it at that. Kirby's Epic Yarn is a 2D platformer. You know, like Mario, with all the running and the jumping. Basically that, except Kirby can also grab stuff, letting him swing on buttons, peel back stickers, and unravel enemies with the touch of a button. You can also grab an enemy and make a ball of yarn out of them, that you can then throw at other enemies, or at these otherwise unbreakable blocks. Though half the time you just end up throwing them at a wall because you need to grab something else or climb a ladder or something. At the end of some levels, Kirby will transform and suddenly, you're playing a completely different game. Like, at the end of one level, you'll transform into a car and race a bunch of other cars driven by enemies. At the end of a space-themed level, you transform into a rocket and start shooting down enemies Galaga style. The transformations are a really cool change of pace, and they're all really fun to play. Except the train. Screw the train. So many of the levels have really cool gimmicks, like the TV-themed level where you ride on radio waves, or the one in space where the gravity isn't very strong, so you can jump super high, but your stomp attack doesn't do anything. Also, this game is pretty gosh darn easy. You can't die in Kirby's Epic Yarn. Whenever you get hurt, you just drop all your beads, which is this game's currency by the way. If you don't care about what rank you get at the end of the stage, death has no consequences. The earlier levels in particular aren't even trying to be remotely difficult. The enemies in the first few stages can't even hurt you. You can't even call them enemies at this point, they're just free ammunition. To be fair, there are collectibles to find that add a bit of challenge, and the game does gradually get tougher as it progresses, but if you're a seasoned player of platformers, Kirby's Epic Yarn will not challenge you. Up to you whether or not that's a bad thing though. Did I mention this game is multiplayer? Well, this game is multiplayer. A second player can jump in as Kirby's temporary sidekick, Prince Fluff, and play the game alongside you. The great thing about this game's multiplayer is that, since it's so easy, you can play it with someone you know who rarely even plays video games, like my awesome friend Michelle, who helped me record the multiplayer footage. Thanks, Mish. The multiplayer is actually a fairly different experience from the single player. I mean, Kirby and Prince Fluff don't have any different abilities or anything, but they can pick each other up and throw each other. This is kinda neat because it allows you to break those solid blocks without picking up any enemies, but on the other hand, you'll constantly be grabbing each other on accident when you're trying to grab an enemy or a button or something, which gets really, really annoying. You're also both playing on the one screen, and if one of you falls behind, you'll be dragged back to the player who's further ahead. This makes big levels like Mushroom Run a nightmare, but it also helps you cheat death on occasion, so whatever. The multiplayer is not bad or anything, but if you ask me, the best way to play Kirby's Epic Yarn is by yourself. In multiplayer, you just end up getting in each other's way a lot. Though if you do play solo, Prince Fluff will always show up at the end of the level anyway, like, "Hey, wait for me, I help too!" So Michelle, what did you think of Kirby's Epic Yarn?
Well, although the visual style is impressive and a testament to the Wii's graphical capabilities, I found that the levels were a bit too easy and the gameplay was a bit lacking, so I didn't get so much enjoyment out of it.
How did you...
There, it's in the script, idiot. The one that you wrote.
Oh, right. So yeah, Kirby's Epic Yarn is a pretty good game. In fact, it's a great game. Yeah, it's easy, but it makes for the perfect game to play with your little cousin / niece / nephew / sibling / child. Or better yet, just give it to them to play on their own. The game also works great as stress relief. Whenever I just want to play something relaxing to wind down, Kirby's Epic Yarn always does the trick. Unless I'm playing the stupid train level! It's a great game, go buy it, go play it, Go watch a Let's Play of it, then go replay it. Don't let another minute of your life go by without this game passing through your consciousness. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around. Maybe. Hopefully.